What if the world around you is not as solid as you think? Every so often, scientists uncover evidence that makes reality itself look unstable. These aren't wild conspiracy theories, they're actual scientific findings that suggest the universe is stranger, more fragile, and maybe even broken. Today we're diving into 10 scientific theories that hint reality might not be working the way it should. In 2021, scientists at Fermilab near Chicago measured a tiny particle called the muon. These subatomic particles spun in a way that completely broke the predictions of the standard model of physics, which is basically the instruction manual for how the universe is supposed to work. The muon wobbled too much, almost as if it was being tugged on by forces we didn't know existed. Physicists were stunned. Some said it could mean there are hidden dimensions or undiscovered forces. If true, then our entire understanding of matter is flawed. Imagine finding out the rulebook for the universe left out a few critical pages. It sounds like science fiction, but it's a real scientific proposal. What if the entire universe is actually a hologram? The idea first gained traction in 1997 when physicist Juan Mandela linked two theories of physics that seemed totally different: string theory and quantum gravity. His work suggested that everything we see in 3 dimensions could actually be encoded on a flat, 2-dimensional surface. Imagine your entire life, every star in the sky, every planet and galaxy, not being 3-dimensional at all, but just a projection, like the images on a movie screen. Later, scientists studying black holes noticed something bizarre. The amount of information they can store seems to depend on their surface area, not their volume. This lined up perfectly with the holographic principle. In 2017, researchers analyzing cosmic microwave background radiation even reported signs of graininess, almost like the pixels of a screen, though the results remain debated. If the holographic theory turns out to be true, then what we think of as solid reality might be nothing more than data projected from a cosmic boundary that we can't even see. Here's a theory that will mess with your sense of reality. Time itself might not be real. Physicists like Carlo Rovelli argue that time is not a fundamental part of the universe, but rather something humans invented to keep track of change. In his book, The Order of Time, Rovelli describes how, at the deepest level of quantum mechanics, the equations don't even require time to function. The laws of physics work just fine without it. Evidence for this comes from experiments in quantum entanglement, where 2 particles can influence each other instantly, no matter how far apart they are. In 2018, researchers in China transmitted entangled photons across more than 1,200 kilometers, defying the idea of a ticking universal clock. If time is not fundamental, then past, present, and future may all exist at once, layered over each other like pages in a book. Your memory of yesterday and your anticipation of tomorrow might just be illusions created by your brain to navigate a timeless universe. Black holes are already the most terrifying objects in space, but the information paradox makes them even scarier. In the 1970s, Stephen Hawking discovered that black holes are not completely black. They actually leak energy over time, a process now called Hawking radiation. But this led to a horrifying conclusion. If a black hole eventually evaporates, what happens to the information about everything it swallowed? Physics says that information cannot be destroyed. If you burn a book, the ashes, the smoke, and heat still contain all the information needed to reconstruct what was written. But Hawking's work suggested black holes erase information permanently. This contradiction has haunted scientists for decades. Some believe the information gets smeared across the event horizon like a cosmic storage device. Others argue that it might re-emerge in scrambled form as Hawking radiation. The paradox is so fundamental that solving it could require an entirely new theory of physics, one that merges quantum mechanics with general relativity. Until then, black holes stand as cosmic glitches that threaten to break the rules of reality itself. Back in 1998, 2 independent teams of astronomers were studying distant exploding stars called supernova. What they found shocked them. Instead of slowing down over time, the universe was expanding faster and faster. To explain this, scientists invented the concept of dark energy, a mysterious force that makes up 70% of the cosmos. Here is the disturbing part. We have no idea what dark energy actually is. It could be an energy field spread throughout space, it could be a flaw in our equations, or most disturbingly, it might be something unstable that eventually flips. If that happens, it could trigger the Big Rip, a scenario where galaxies, stars, planets, and even atoms are torn apart. Physicist Robert Caldwell once described this outcome as the ultimate doomsday, where reality is shredded piece by piece. Right now, all we know for certain is that dark energy is real, it's getting stronger, and it means the universe is headed toward a future none of us can fully predict. In the quantum world, particles don't behave like they should. They can exist in multiple states at once, only deciding on one outcome when observed. This is called superposition, famously demonstrated in the Schrödinger's cat thought experiment. A cat inside a box could be both alive and dead until you look inside. In 2019, scientists managed to keep tiny objects in superposition long enough to study them, proving it isn't just theory. That means reality doesn't solidify until it's observed. If true, it suggests the universe might not even exist unless something is watching it, which is a terrifying idea. In 1991, scientists in Utah detected what they called the "oh my god" particle. It was a cosmic ray traveling so fast that it broke the known laws of physics. It carried the energy of a baseball pitched at full speed, all packed into a single subatomic particle. According to the Standard Model, this should be impossible, yet more ultra-high energy cosmic rays have been detected since, suggesting there are forces and particles out there we simply cannot explain. If the universe is producing things that violate its own rules, then reality itself might not be as consistent as we've been taught. Scientists predict that billions of years from now, the universe will not end with a bang, but with a whimper. This is called the heat death. Over time, stars burn out, galaxies drift apart, and all energy becomes evenly spread across space. When that happens, nothing new can ever form. No life, no stars, no reality as we know it. What makes it disturbing is that some physicists argue the early signs are already happening. Dark energy is pushing galaxies away at incredible speeds, and the universe might already be on its way to a cold, lifeless void. It's like reality itself has an expiration date. Finally, the most famous and unsettling theory of all, the simulation theory. In 2003, philosopher Nick Bostrom suggested that if future civilizations can simulate entire worlds, then it's more likely we are living inside one of those simulations than in base reality. Tech figures like Elon Musk have publicly agreed. Scientists have even tried to detect glitches in physical laws, like strange alignments in cosmic rays that could point to an artificial structure beneath reality. If true, then everything you see, touch, and feel could be nothing more than computer code running on a system we'll never understand. Alright guys, that's been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.